Hello and welcome to the most underrated show on the internet.
We're What's with the Lemon, and patriotism is live and well in this country.
So I'm glad that you started with that because,
I wasn't sure where you would think that was going to go.
well, I'm assuming because it was the 4th of July.
Yeah, 4th of July week.
For a little behind the scenes, we are trying to record every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
Which was 4th of July.
Yes.
We were like, yeah, we can still record that night. And halfway through the day, I was like, we're not gonna record tonight. There's just no way.
It was up until to the letter.
Yeah.
We got close.
Well,
and then I canceled on you.
Yeah.
Because you were way later than I thought.
You canceled at 9.
Yes.
I didn't leave our brother's house till 11.
Wow.
So
did you guys light any fireworks off?
I'm just gonna say allegedly, we might have.
Some states it's legal, Joe.
Not where we live.
Right.
It was a really fun time though. It was me, him, and our niece, one of them, and it was so fun doing it and watching his wife just have a panic inside.
Christy had a panic attack?
She does not like an actual panic attack, but she's like, Mom, she hates fireworks.
I think it's a woman thing because Kirsten also hated the fireworks this year. Hated them. I think it's probably because we have a child.
Yeah, is this his first or second?
Second. But on the first one, he slept in my arms.
Yes.
So like I was able to soothe him, and if he like startled awake. This year he was on his own.
Did he have any problems?
None. But
she did.
my wife, I love her. I love her to death. But she's in mom mode right now. So if she thinks maybe those fireworks are gonna wake up the baby, like she's gonna be sleeping at super sensitive mode.
Yeah. In my head, I want her to go outside with like a slipper or something and be like, "Stop lighting these off."
I think she was close.
Was anyone in your neighborhood?
Yes, lots.
Me, once I got home. Oh no, it was the next day. The next day, me and my roommate lit off a whole bunch more. Allegedly.
They're also not looking for it on the 5th of July.
No one is. But I don't know if it happened here. Like the 5th and the 6th, there's fireworks going.
The fireworks woke up my wife at least 3 times. So much so that she came down to where I was playing video games, and we had to fume about it a little bit.
Were you upset? Or were you just trying to pretend to match her upset?
No, I mean, I was slightly upset.
You were upset because she came down during your video game time.
I wanted her to be able to sleep. No, I didn't even care about it.
I'm sure, not at all.
No, I was seriously, like, I was actually also worried about the baby. But luckily for us, he did not wake up. Yeah. And we were safe.
Did you think you were not safe?
You never know, because if it was like asleep for 45 minutes and he wakes up, maybe he's awake.
Oh, you're talking about safe baby-wise. Yeah. I thought you were talking about like someone coming in and being like, "Give me your money. Give me your money. It's America. Give me your money." I was more
worried about at some point either me or Kirsten going out and being like, "Yo," I mean, our neighbors are super old. It would have been hilarious if like the young adults.
So funny.
The young adults.
Stop! Could you guys quiet down? God. It would be you too. 100% would be you. It wouldn't be, you are the old person.
Me?
Oh, yeah.
I'm the old person?
Well, you and Kirsten.
We're old souls.
You're very much 30 years older than
It's really weird, though, and it's more apparent even today at our Lake Day service for our church. We're out there, and we are too old for the young adults, and we are too young for like the
other married
next
couples.
Part of that.
That sucks.
We're right in the middle. We're right in the middle of that, and it's interesting because I think I can get along well with anybody.
Yes, and really old ladies. Old ladies love you.
Old ladies do love me.
But kids, like you are very much someone that can make them like, Kids love. I want to say kids love you, but it feels weird to say that, you know.
I got a van too, guys.
I swear you're not like a Dr. Disrespect or any of these other guys that are getting called out. But you're very.
Dr. Disrespect get called out recently?
Well, do you know who Dr. Disrespect is?
Of course I do.
I'm not going to say too much because I don't actually know
it's true.
very much.
That's probably fair. We don't like rumors around here.
A few years ago, like a year ago, he got charged with some like potential grooming stuff.
Oh,
and
no.
they settled it, but then it kind of came out. I don't know if it was another situation or the same situation.
Right.
It's just I don't know. I've never watched him. I've only seen little clips with him. I like his little mustache.
Oh, man.
But I'm not. I don't care enough to say either or if he did it or didn't. Like,
Understandable.
so other people are gonna dig way deeper into that than I have any care to whatsoever.
I do, going back, I have a gift, I think, with, like...
Going back, let me toot my own horn.
Well, with, like, young people. Like,
Yes, 100%.
I love to, we're in a church, so I'm part of a youth group, so I love ministering to young people, whether it be teenagers, even young adults now, because I'm just a little bit older than that now.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I would say you're technically still a young adult.
I'm in my 30s.
Yeah,
So
I would say until you
kind of
hit
that
35.
18 to like 28, wouldn't you say?
In my head, it used to be.
I'm pretty
so,
sure I'm just an adult
until
now,
I
Joe.
hit 20, a young adult was 18 to 20.
Just that 2 years.
2 years. That's a young adult. Once I hit 25, I was like, a true, in my head, a true young adult is 20 to 35. Once you're 35, you have no more excuses for the way you live your life and if it's a mess.
Really? Okay.
I think so.
No leeway at 35.
I mean,
if
you
you're
can
a mess
have
at
the
35,
excuses, but the excuses better be, I'm a mess,
And
I need to do something to get better.
Don't know how to handle myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually fair.
I think until you hit 35, you can pull that off.
Okay.
Once you hit 35, there's no true excuse.
18 to 20 though for young adults.
That's when I was a teenager. That's what I thought. Okay.
2 years to be young adult.
I really wanted to be an adult.
I would say I feel like about 18 to 28 is how
Okay.
I feel like it is. Because I feel after that point, similar thing, you have no excuse, but you're an adult. You're doing all the things you should be doing.
Yes. Yeah.
And I don't think you can call yourself super young anymore. But
No, but I do think it takes a little bit to get adulting down.
yes.
And it takes longer for
They
certain
don't
people.
teach it in school.
They don't. They don't teach anything in school.
No, school's a
As
sham.
2 homeschoolers and 1 homeschool dropout.
We're clear, but we both have houses.
We both have houses?
We both have houses, and we
both
both
have
have
houses?
good jobs. We never went to college.
Well, do I have a good job? I have a great job in the sense that it's helped keep me alive. But
you got
I've
a
also
ni-
been on L&I
You got
for
a
a
big
year and a
company
half.
paying for damages to yourself.
Yes, I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
But I guess it doesn't feel to me, man, I'm really successful and I have this good job. It feels like, oh, I'm stuck in this L&I hell.
Oh man.
But I'm also so grateful for it. Let me just say that.
They're not listening.
But
Joe.
I also hate it.
They're not listening. You're fine. You're safe here.
But I guess I don't want to come off as like a big
Ungrateful.
whiner face pants Magoo.
You're not. I should phrase it this way. You would love handouts,
I would. Oh my God. Yes.
but you're gonna work hard until you get them.
Yeah, God, I will. The whole goal of this podcast, I'm also letting you know this, Justice, is so I can sell out. As soon as any sponsor, if any ever says we would like you, done. Blue Chew.
Blue Chew. That's your first one.
Manscaped.
Blue Chew. Wait, I gotta double
I'm getting
check.
a lot of Blue Chew
Is
ads.
Blue Chew Viagra?
No, it's the affordable and easy and convenient Viagra.
It is Viagra. What do you mean?
But it's so much better. You hear that, Blue Chew?
Okay, I'm pretty sure I was right the first time. It is Viagra. Man,
Just saying. Just
Blue
throwing
Chew,
that out
Blue
there.
Chew was the first one.
You know.
Having issues?
Well,
No. Never mind. I don't want to hear it.
can I quickly, and then
Okay.
we'll get back to how great you are.
I'm done. But it
You-
does go into my topic of what I wanted to talk about.
Okay, real fast. So, talking about ads and advertisements.
Uh-huh.
Okay. My YouTube, I don't pay for YouTube Premium, so I'm a cheapskate.
I'm a Premium Plus member.
YouTube, we'll see what gets cut there and what doesn't know what I am. I have been getting so many shampoo commercials for ladies that are in their 50s going through menopause.
Interesting.
I'm not a woman.
No.
I'm not losing my hair to my knowledge. I don't think I can go through menopause. Why am I getting these ads?
All your ads on almost all your things are a little skew.
What 50-year-old is watching all the Let's Play and wrestling stuff I'm watching?
There's probably a lot of 50-year-olds watching wrestling.
I guess.
I mean, there's always been the stigma that it's old women, like grannies, who watch wrestling. Give them the chair.
Give them the chair tables.
Give them the chair.
So, back to about how amazing and great you are.
No, I'm not amazing or great.
Why were you bringing that up? Just how well you can fit with young people and old people alike? What was the purpose of that?
I was going to then talk about how the group that's just slightly older than me,
Uh-huh.
I feel like there's a disconnect there.
Okay.
And I'm having a hard time, like, figuring out how... Some I do think are like, yeah, you're cool.
Yeah.
But others are like, no.
So
we're not sure about you yet.
Yeah, and I think with us, there's that thing where we, from a really young age, I think made a decision most people don't. And that is, we're okay being kids.
Yes.
And we're okay playing pretend and being happy. Realistically.
Goofy.
Like,
we stayed away from a ton of drama. A ton.
Yeah. And
was
we
some
were, we were
drama.
so lucky to be in a place that we could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are people that can't.
No.
But there are a lot of people that choose, I want to be an adult. And I want to start the grow up process. We had friends that chose that path.
I did and didn't.
You did. That you were a weirdo in that sense. It felt like you were like, one day you were like, screw this, all I want to do is play pretend. I think we always loved pretend. We loved gaming.
That being said, I don't really feel like we were ever... Well, I was. But you were never an outcast.
No, I don't think I was.
People love you.
I don't know why. I don't know.
You're quite mean.
But
in a funny way.
Yeah, and I don't want to be mean.
No. You're just honest.
I want to
You're just really honest.
Yeah, and I want to make people happy. I want to make people laugh.
You're a people pleaser.
Yeah.
You'll do things for them.
Yeah.
But you'll also be honest about doing it. You're like, I'm upset that I'm doing this, but I'm still going to do it.
It's actually funny. So I was almost positive we weren't going to record today. Like, I was like, there's no way we're going to get an episode out.
I'm really good at circumventing expectations.
But I was also, I was at my parents' this afternoon, and I was like, just waiting for the text of like,
it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But so last night I recorded a solo episode because I was like,
I would love to hear.
I wanted to get it out. Like, I wanted to have something. I didn't want to go a week without.
Is it any current topics? Because you could just throw that out there randomly, like long time from now.
I think it actually gets really sad.
Oh.
I think I use it almost. It was really like cathartic,
a diary?
Almost.
It's like a diary.
Yes. I went into like why the past few years have been so hard.
Oh, snap.
And stuff like that. And I just sat there and I recorded like 35 minutes, and I thought it was going to be like a 20-minute thing. But there were so many times I was just like, I'm going to have to cut that. I'm probably going to have to cut that. Like, because I want to do it I don't want to like, call anyone out. I don't want to sound like I'm all blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm. But it felt good, probably.
It felt really nice to actually do. And
have you listened to it since?
No. I was going to edit it tonight if we didn't record, but I'll just go home and record this and get it ready to go for tomorrow.
Fair.
But it is one of those, I'll keep it. I probably won't listen to it again until we need it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I could release it anytime. I don't talk about anything current. So we'll see. We'll see if that ever sees the light of day. I even mentioned that a lot where I'm like, this is never going to see anything.
I mean, you seem to be pretty consistent that I was not going to.
Look, you have this thing where things get canceled sometimes. A lot. And that's okay. Mm-hmm. Where I just refuse from the start to show up a lot.
You either are going to be there or you're not.
Yeah.
You'll tell them right from the get-go.
Yeah. Which is actually harder for me to do now. This lake day that you were talking about. Like, I was I wanted to do it, But then as soon as I found out like other people weren't gonna be there,
Yeah.
it's like I'm not gonna suffer through the heat
It
to
was
go
really
to this
hot,
thing.
man. It was really hot. For
Just-
sure.
Just not what I wanted to do, really.
It's true. I was super happy because people were telling me, hey, listen to the podcast.
That's hilarious. Let's see how long it takes them to not be happy.
Do you know who I was super shocked about?
What?
Who listened to it? Shout out, bro. Tyler, Anna's husband.
That's amazing. I'm going to tell you a story of when I met Tyler.
Okay. Tell me a story.
So awkward when I think of it, actually. But it was one of the great. It was so great, but I cannot believe I did this. So it was when one of the times we all came back to America.
Are we talking like 2010 or after?
2012.
Okay, so it was
2012.
that was during Nation Builders.
Yes.
Okay. My year.
Your year. And I stayed longer than everyone else.
Yes, you did.
So you guys all went home to South Africa,
Uh-huh.
and I stayed.
Uh-huh.
And I really wanted. We had a bunch of friends in. I'm gonna butcher it, Puyallup, whatever.
Washington. Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to go over there, but I didn't have a car. I didn't have any
Yeah,
way.
no ways to go. No way to get over there unless someone carpooled.
Yeah, and Anna and Tyler were just starting to get kind of into a relationship. I
So
think.
kind of serious.
Yeah, I don't know if they had been in one prior or not.
They
and
had.
like,
If I believe, you guys will have to correct me if I'm wrong. I go to the same church as you, but I believe they were together at some point.
she did Nation Builders.
Some
and
time
then
went
came
by,
back.
and then they
Okay.
got back together after.
I'm
that.
not going to go into a bunch of their stuff because obviously we didn't
We
get
don't
any
know.
permission and we don't know. But anyway,
Funny story.
Anna was like, Tyler's coming to visit me. You can carpool with him.
What a great chance and
And
opportunity.
that's amazing. Yes, I love that. Like, and as soon as I said that, I was like, oh, I'm going to throw up. Like, I don't know this person. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this by myself. I
were
want someone.
nervous of another person.
I hate Jessis. I've always been the extra person. I always had
Third
you
wheel?
to
You
be
mean
the
you mean
person
the
that
third
like
wheel person.
yeah, like I was kind of known as your shadow for a really long time.
That-
Like I didn't have to make the decisions. I didn't have to do these things. And so he comes
Uh-huh.
and I don't know his car. I don't know what he looks like. I don't know.
Anything.
Yeah, but I think she gave him my number, so he said he's here. And so we went and ended up talking most of that, like the whole ride there,
It was like
practically.
like 8 hours.
Yeah, I think it's a little less than that,
Yeah.
especially when you're driving fast. And it was really cool. He showed me a band I love. He showed me 1,000 Foot Crutch,
Great band.
which is a great band. But we ended up just talking a lot of the time, and I think about that trip quite a bit, and I really like Tyler. That was the only time I really ever
The only
interacted.
interaction.
And then he drove us back, me and him back. And I feel really bad for that because he got pulled over.
Oh.
And I had no money. Like I didn't even have money to pay for half the gas, which
Right.
is kind of messed up when you're carpooling with someone.
Yeah.
Like you should pay for some of it. And he was so sweet and just so amazing. And I just really like Tyler. And I will only have that one experience with him.
I really like him too, and I've not had that many experiences with
it's
him
fun-
as well.
Isn't he? Yeah, so he got pulled over, but I'm pretty sure he was a state patrolman for a while. I don't know if he
Yeah.
still is or not. But it was great.
He
I
probably
love
found that guy and was just like, "Listen here,
him. Hey, you
punk."
gave me a ticket. And it wasn't even his fault. He wasn't the one speeding. It was like, it was a bad situation. But I just remember him being such a cool guy
Were you
about
panicking?
it. No.
Oh, okay.
I just felt bad because I couldn't pay for
Yeah.
gas. And like
pulled over.
He got pulled over, and so he had to pay for all the gas, and then he's getting this extra ticket on top of everything. I just felt bad for him, but I just remember him having such a good attitude.
He's listening to our podcast.
Tyler, you suck.
You just basically.
I made all that up.
You
No
were
one will
stroking
ever
his ego
know.
this entire time.
Yeah, he's
telling
a
him how
loser.
amazing the guy is.
What a loser.
You man, you're super sweet. And Anna, actually, we've known her for a long time now.
Yes, she did Nation Builders in Africa.
And I believe it was 2010.
Yeah, same year as Liberty, I think.
Yeah, 2010. So we've known her for 13 years.
That's bonkers. I still have never seen her deadlift someone. I really wanted to see her. So she had, I don't know if she still has it, an Olympic, or not Olympic, but a world record
if she
for
was an Olympic
deadlifting.
weightlifter.
And for like
That'd be
her
awesome.
weight class and her height and stuff like that.
She, again, I'll have to fact check this, but it was like 300 pounds or so.
Yeah,
or
she
more.
could have easily deadlifted you.
Yeah.
And we tried to get her.
Still probably easily.
We tried to get her to do it several times. I don't know if we ever tried it to her face,
Yeah,
but we made that joke a lot.
Make the husky chubby kid let the girl lift the husky chubby kid who always.
I mean, it only took, and then a few years after that, you lost all the weight, and you were like, "Ooh, look at me, I'm as thin as a stick."
So okay, I told you I wanted to talk about something. So I started going to some of our more current but older What's with the Lemon content Let's Plays.
Just me and you, or the ones that we've done with other people?
Some both.
Okay.
But the one that I was watching was the Ninja Gaiden one.
Okay.
And I love Ninja Gaiden, always will. One of the hardest games ever, series in general. I got middle child syndrome so hard listening to that.
Did you?
Because, I'm playing the game.
Yes.
And it's very hard. I had to put a lot of focus into what I'm doing.
Very hard game.
Very,
for those that don't
very
know.
hard. It's very fast paced. You have to
Yes.
be on top of it. But at times, I do try to contribute.
Yes. I did not expect. I think during that setup, I thought I'm going to try to do the heavy lifting.
Yeah, no.
And let you play the game.
So here's the thing. You left for like 6 episodes. And
What?
it was just like me and Calvin.
Did I really?
Yeah.
When did you do that?
And then you come back.
Okay.
So like we do like 2, 3, 4 episodes without you. You come back. You leave again after that episode.
Okay.
It's really weird. I don't know what happened. But this is when we were doing like 10, 15-minute episodes. So it was short.
Yeah.
Short.
But we did that chunk, all at once.
Yeah, it was a long.
Yeah.
We did a bit. So I'll admit I was terrible conversationalist because I was
Calvin.
so focused, and he was trying to have this conversation with me, and I was just missing it. So there's a part in the playthrough where a boss battle is coming up, and I have to go do a bunch of this stuff. You guys aren't really paying attention to what I'm doing. So something happens, and I'm like, "Oh, look at that, guys! It's awesome!" And you guys just completely talk over me, and no response from either of you two. You just keep going, and I can't for the life of me. Just like the picture in my head, and the song is "Hello, Darkness, my old friend," and I just realized this when you were talking about it, how like you were in my shadow. I disagree. I was your scapegoat.
You're gonna have to explain a little bit more than that.
I am the scapegoat of our friend group. I made all the decisions about what we were doing, but I was ignored a lot.
That's what a leader does.
No.
Yeah.
No.
A leader makes the decisions and then is supposed to let the other people do their thing.
Every middle child kind of knows you're kind of vying for attention. You kind of get ignored because the eldest is there or the youngest is there, and they're more important than you.
Do you really felt that way with me?
Not with you.
Okay.
I mean, with friends, I felt that with you.
Okay.
But I always had a really hard time in the beginning, connecting with people.
True.
I would come off either way too strong and be really creepy.
Yeah.
Or I just wouldn't be outgoing at all, and then I wouldn't make friends. The first friends I made were some of the, like, obviously Ben and Steven, but the first friends I made outside of that were the people from Puyallup.
Yeah.
And
which I would say were your friend. Like, for a lot of them at the time, I didn't care to be friends with.
The smile you're giving me, like,
I didn't like
offending people.
Like,
right
I was like,
now,
they were a bit older than me, and when they came, like, the big group of them came to South Africa once, and it was really cool to have them, and I had fun with them. But I didn't. There was like, they're not my friend. It's not like I would rather be playing with Bo than, I
mean, that was the first time I actively tried to, like, push myself out there a little bit.
And I guess I'm bringing that up because it felt like it was one of the first times I was watching you make friends with people that I wasn't involved in too.
Yeah, and that rarely happened.
Yeah.
We usually had the same friends.
Yes.
Even coming back here, we had the same friends.
Yeah.
Same friend group. But I'm your scapegoat. I am not actually as important as you guys try to make me seem to believe. But I feel like it's one of those situations just like, he needs this.
We'll let him do this.
He needs this.
I will say.
That happened so many times in that playthrough. I'm just like, why am I even there? I'm just playing the game.
You were there for the game.
But anytime you guys would chime in was always to berate me.
Well, yeah. That's a let's play.
We
I
talked.
feel like me and you had other conversations and stuff like that. Maybe. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've watched those.
in those Let's Plays.
Yeah.
No.
No?
No.
So when it was just me and you recording,
If it's just me and you,
I would just
better.
talk
No,
and
it's
then I'd
better.
randomly just unload on you.
I think I'd be way better now.
Mm-hmm.
But during that time, I was having the hardest time playing. If it was a hard game, especially playing and
Yes.
holding a conversation.
Yeah.
And it like just the things you're not supposed to do when you're having
Mm-hmm.
a long form conversation. We were doing in droves.
Oh, I bet.
Like now, like when you're paying attention to it, it's really hard to go back and
Ooh.
like watch them. Not that you shouldn't; they're funny in some
Mm-hmm.
ways, but
Have you watched any of the ones with me, you, and Tony?
I'm sure they were super funny.
I know we did a few Ninja Gaidens
At the very end, that was with Tony, and he
I
kept
bet-
telling me how stupid the game was and how.
Tony would be the greatest. Making any kind of content, Tony would be amazing at.
It's very funny.
He is one of the funniest people I know. I will say this before we move on from like the Puyallup group. Benjamin had commented on one of our things, and it just made me be like, oh, I love this guy. This guy is
Like
so...
our recent podcast.
Yeah.
You
It was
did?
just something like, I know these guys. I miss these guys. And I
Yeah.
was just like, oh, man. Like,
You know, I'm gonna go out and say this. He was one of our most loyal friends that I wish,
100%.
I wish we would have put
Sta-
more effort into connecting with him.
Yeah, you are better than me, which is saying
I
something.
don't
I'm
really
one
feel
of
like
the
I was.
worst communication. I'm so bad at
You're really
communicating.
bad if
I'm so bad.
they're not in your immediate vicinity
yes.
or friend group.
Yes.
Ben, if you're listening to this, you were such a great encourager and
Such an amazing friend.
such an amazing
and
friend.
still holds such a great place in my heart.
Yes, whenever I think about you, like it's always very loving, very kind, and I always feel guilty because I feel like I definitely could have pushed
Yes.
harder there. And if anything, I chalk it up to when we came back here, we were so focused on trying to get things started.
Yeah.
At least for me.
Yes. And
It-
I'm just a bad friend.
That friend, man.
Going into that, like we never fell out. We never.
No,
it was
there
just
was
I'm
no
really
fight.
bad at communicating.
It was.
I'm bad at communicating with people in Spokane.
Yeah.
I'm so like, me and Willie will go weeks without talking.
Well,
to each other.
even going back to Anna and Tyler, from the get go when they started coming to Access, we're like, we need to hang out. Let's hang out.
Mhm.
We haven't done that. It's been like 2 years.
That would be a great. Without getting into like weird couple things, that would be a great couple for you guys.
I would love it. I love them both.
Yeah.
I just can't find the time.
And I want to see her deadlift you. I want to see it so bad. So I would pay to see it.
yeah,
I bet we could get other people to pay to see it.
I
would like to
man,
see which one could deadlift you better, her or Tyler.
I'm pretty. I'm not 300 pounds, but I'm heavy.
Yeah.
It is harder to lift somebody
Yes.
versus like something you can grip really easily.
Can I call you out real quick
Yeah.
on a Benjamin story?
Sure.
I don't know if you've ever been more scared driving with someone than you were with him.
In Seattle. That was one of the most terrifying.
I remember you
terrifying
telling me that.
experiences. But there was like so many ons and offs, and I'm
Yeah.
like, where are we going? I didn't understand the rules of the road back then either because
Mhm.
I wasn't driving, but
Didn't you say he rode up on people really a lot too?
like real fast.
Yeah, like
But
he would get.
It probably was just what they did.
Okay.
Probably was just what they
I just
did.
wanted to call you out a little bit.
No, Ben, grade A human being.
Well, he was. I don't know if he's still like. It's
Are
been
you
a
a
long
dirtbag
time.
now,
He
Ben?
could. Time changes
You a
us, you know.
dirtbag?
But my memory of him, fantastic.
Very
Like,
good.
great.
And I was
Well,
very close with his older brother as well,
You
also
were.
named Justice.
weirdos.
Yeah, I find people with my same name and be friends with them. That's how vain I am.
That's a good name. It's just so you can do the Spider-Man thing with each other.
Yeah, oh man. We got stories for days about our time in Africa and things like that. But I want to challenge you. You're not a bad friend. I would actually argue that you're a great friend.
Thank you.
You
To only me.
You can't focus on so many people, but the people that you are focused on, you're an amazing friend.
Thank you. That
You've
means
been
a
way
lot.
better friend to Willie than I've been.
I'm glad you mentioned this because I want to
You're
get
right around that
I
corner.
want to get in here. I've never seen you more jealous of a human being and fight another
Jealous?
human being than Willie.
Jealous?
You are so intimidated by his gaming status and stature.
For those of you who
And
don't,
I know
can't-
this is why
no,
you stopped hanging
no,
out with
for
him. I
no,
know it.
It's not true.
It is.
It's not true. Whatever,
dude. I've witnessed both of you play games together, and you just can't do it. One alpha can't witness another alpha top him, and that's what Willie does to you.
That's not true. That's not true at all. There are games that Willie's better at me in, for sure. But there's games that I'm better at him in.
I think there's only one way to prove this, and in my mind, it's truly the only way.
It's the only way.
Whoever beats the Elden Ring DLC first
No, that's not
is
true.
the better gamer.
No, that's not how that works.
It is.
No, it's not.
And you are scared because you know it's not
He texted
true.
me after the last episode and said I was talking smack. I just said he plays
You
more.
were. He is so busy. He works like 60-hour weeks.
Yeah.
And you just work a 37-hour week, maybe, and have a baby,
Yeah,
and
so-
a youth group leader,
And a wife.
and a wife.
So all my free time spoken for.
Not right now.
We're
You
doing
could be
a
playing
podcast.
as we're playing a
No.
podcast. You could make the time.
If we're
I'm
gonna
just saying,
play and do a podcast, we're gonna record what I'm playing because it's at least something to watch.
if Willie beats that DLC before you,
He will.
He's a better gamer.
Sure.
Okay, it's been said. Let it know that Justice used to be good at games.
Can I also
he used
say
to be good.
Can I also
and
say,
now he's just
can I
like
also
the
say,
rest of us.
I don't know why, but you have been trying to gaslight me and Willie to be enemies for so long. For so long. And bitch, listen to this. He was my friend first, okay?
He was.
So you're again
was.
going back to the things that I start and you take over. You took over my friend Willie.
I took your Willie.
You took Willie
I
from me.
grabbed your Willie and I took it. And I said, this is my Willie now. And I played with it and play with it and play with it.
Good innuendo, Joe.
What's really funny, so
That's true. That's actually, you can't argue that that's what happened.
I worked nights at Safeway.
Yes.
And Justice and Willie worked a Jamba Juice stand there.
Together. Yes.
Before you got the job there, I remember seeing Willie in the morning and being like, that guy looks really fun. Like, he looks like a fun guy.
He's a great human being.
But I never
as well.
talked to him.
Not once.
I would have never talked to him if you never got the job
Do you
there.
know our first conversation?
Uh-uh.
So there was a rumor going around that Safeway about both of us.
Yes.
That we were gay.
Yes.
Both of us.
Lovers?
No, I think they knew we were brothers.
I started that one, though. The gay lovers.
we were gay lovers.
I said I want to play with this Willie.
No, but it was a big rumor, and
Yes.
and apparently it was because of the way we talked.
Well,
Coming back from Africa, apparently we
Yes.
had more of a sing-songy kind of voice. Or
yeah.
we ended
I think
our-
we went up instead of down.
So like at the end of a conversation, you go up or something like that. So it just, I guess it seemed more
feminine or more gay.
something like
I don't know.
more gay.
Yeah. More gay.
So my first interaction with him, so like our manager was like, he thinks you're gay. That's what
Wait,
they
your
told me.
manager was a girl.
I don't actually know if that's what they said
Yeah.
or if that's what he thought, but that's what they told me.
So awesome.
Something about me, and it's helped me so much.
You like to kiss dudes?
No.
Oh.
But it's helped me so much that I can just bowl through awkward situations.
You are so good. You say that. I'm convinced you don't see them sometimes.
No, I know they're there,
Okay.
but there's a gifting to just being like, nah, I'm just going right through it. Right through it.
Come here.
So never met Willie before in my life. First day working with him. I'm still training. It's like my third day there. And he's cleaning something. And to break the ice, I go, so you think I'm gay, huh?
I would have been like, you like cock?
And no. But he's like, and I feel so bad. His face gets super red.
Oh, Willie.
Like he's like, he's probably like, who the hell told him that
Yeah.
I thought that? And he knew he looks to his friends who he's worked with now. And I'm just like, I just start laughing. I'm just like, it's totally fine, bro. I can understand why you think I'm gay.
You're like, it's fine.
Yeah, I throw my hand up and just do the whole thing.
This is the reason I got the job there. I was straight out told it was to fill
And
a
I
quota.
think they thought I was black. Because in
They
my
just
resume,
read
I
the
said
South
I was
African thing?
South Africa.
Oh, Safeway was a joke.
It's
We
true.
also both put in our 2 weeks the same day,
yeah,
which
we
is
did.
really funny.
We
Even though
did.
we technically worked for different.
Do you know that my wife also was worried that I was gay?
She still is. She told me yesterday.
Shut up.
She said, I saw his fish face looking at other. No, I'm just.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch you. In confidence, one time we were just hanging out, and she's just like, "Hey, don't leave me for a guy." Okay, she didn't say it quite like that, but it was basically the same thing.
Is it because like
You're high, bro. You're super high on pain meds. Like what the heck?
there's just there's that stuff too.
I apologize for Joe's behavior, everybody. He took a lot of pain meds today,
Well, so I did have to take some pain meds. I was in a lot of pain, but
not from your knee.
well, my knee's been hurting pretty
Yeah,
bad too,
but not just
yeah,
your
I
knee.
pinched my back like an old fart. I slept bad, and I was like, my back
hurts.
Sadly, it actually is from my knee. It's how
way
I
you
end up
walk.
walking and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's lame, but that's not as funny of an answer. You expertly moved away from your lack of gaming skill.
I think if anybody
you-
questions my
No.
gaming skill, then they're stupid.
You said it on the podcast. I'm not going to edit it out either.
Oh,
That
Willie,
you said if Willie beats this,
I did
he is
say
better.
that. I just said
You
sure.
I said you said yes,
Sure.
and so I'm
Joe, let me tell you this.
for the next
Let
few
me tell you
months
this.
maybe I
No.
will be like, it's good to
No,
have a big
let me
brother
t-
that's good at games, and then after that I'm just gonna say, well, I guess I can say he was good on his tombstone,
Joe,
but Willie was the better gamer.
I would rarely get into an argument with Willie about who's better because
he's better.
and I'll say it, he is probably better at most of the games that we would play.
Oh my god, guys, I never thought, I genuinely never thought I would hear that.
I am not such a alpha pro gamer that I feel like I have to defend my ability. I know my skill level, and I know that if I wanted to be better, I'd have to put in more time.
So you're telling me the person that kicked Elden Ring's butt, you destroyed that game. You were so good at it.
You need to understand.
No,
No,
you-
hold on.
Justice,
Let me confirm
you
something.
were amazing.
You're
I'm being genuinely
kick
serious.
your butt.
So many people constantly talked about how hard that game was, and you would be like, "Oh yeah, that boss fight only took me like 5
But
attempts."
you got to understand the context of that. Context is key. I leveled up and farmed for a long time. Like I made sure that my character was overpowered going into almost all
I'm
those
sure
fights.
so did Willie.
I
And
mean,
yet
that's the only way to win in those games.
Here, you're admitting on the 3rd episode of What's with the Lemon
Yeah.
that Willie is better at Elden Ring than you.
Oh, 100%. I don't doubt it.
It kind of takes some of the fun away, but I'm glad you guys needed that for your relationship because you were holding him accountable.
No, Willie, let me tell you
to
something.
that
Joe's gaslighting this relationship. He wants us fighting. For some reason, he finds it amusing. He's acting like he's not part of this problem. He's a huge part of this problem. I love you, Willie. I think you're amazing at games. I've always thought that. It is hard as a guy who thinks he's pretty good to play against somebody who is better.
are on the same team,
No, on the same.
or just play games with them.
Joe, I swear to God. You know, if anything, you're the reason I stopped playing with Willie.
I'm just saying,
You're
I played with
toxic.
them not too long ago.
You're toxic.
I wonder if people would say that's true.
That you're toxic?
I think I am toxic.
In different ways.
I think I'm a toxic guy.
You like stirring the pot in different ways. You like very subtly stirring the pot.
I like manipulating and stirring pots when it comes to things that don't matter. I hate conflict when it's important. I hate it. It's miserable.
What's an important thing?
Like family and
just serious
real
things.
relationships and stuff like that.
Yeah, you try to avoid those things like the plague.
At all costs.
You
Talk
know
about
me.
it in my secret episode.
You know what I do?
You say, brrr.
Gotta ram it
Bowl
there.
through. I realize there's no visual audio to see what I did, but...
Yeah, that's all you did.
We're coming up close on time.
Okay.
But before we do, last episode, Nothing More album came out.
Oh.
So good.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing this up.
I wanted to talk about it a little bit.
Can you apologize to the people?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, also, you inadvertently made me question my favorite song beforehand.
Ooh.
Because of the wrong name you gave it.
I am a very bad reader.
So you...
I struggle. I have a lot of reading problems. I'll just say that. It's not my fault. I mean, it's my fault.
Are you officially dyslexic? Have you been actually diagnosed with dyslexia?
It's a form of dyslexia, yes. It's the only... I only know it through, like, some stupid doctor word that's way harder to say.
Right.
But it is, like, words move around. It's hard for me to stick on my place. Things are upside down. If I don't have a line under things.
Oh, like just kind of moving it
slowly.
Yeah,
words go in and out.
Okay. Yeah, so Joe said, that being said, Joe kept saying for one of the songs, either, I can't remember if it was external or if it was internal.
External.
That's what you kept saying?
External dread.
External dread.
It's pretty close.
Existential dread.
It's pretty close.
It is close, but it wouldn't have been my pick.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
My pick would have probably been Stuck.
Which is so good.
But that's not my favorite. I've narrowed it down.
Okay.
I've narrowed it down because I thought you might ask a question along these lines because we were going to come back and talk about our favorite songs on the list.
Yes.
It is definitely Run For Your Life.
Really? Okay.
Some of the lyrics in that song.
No, it's so good. I thought you were going to say Free Fall, though.
It's like, everything is better when you're sleeping. Like, then it's the, then why am I afraid when I'm dreaming?
Yes.
Like, that line is
it's
just like...
so good.
Also, like, the outro to that song?
All their, like, in-between stuff.
Beautiful.
This album flowed better than any album.
I would agree.
I think it was their strongest album. I know you're going to want to say Go to War.
No.
Oh.
I wouldn't have said Go to War.
Which one?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
It was this one. I think this was their strongest album.
Because there's quite a few on Go to War that are not super up on the list for me.
Yeah.
There's some really great ones, but there's a lot. This one has, overall, probably the strongest soundtrack.
Yeah. I will say, and going back to existential dread.
It's a tough word.
Did it right.
There you go.
I think, talking about lyrics, it has one of the greatest, and funny and deep. It's so deep. I love it so much. The bridge is, I hope you, something like this, like, enjoy your wet dream as you're floating down the mainstream.
Yeah. There's maybe an expletive
There's
in there.
some other words in there, too. But it is, like, I'm like, oh my God, that's so good.
The implications of that is pretty intense.
Yes.
Like, I know it's definitely up for interpretation of whatever you believe, but like in the sense he's basically, just saying.
Well, then kind of like right after that, he talks about truth and he talks about lies and he talks about,
good and evil.
Yeah. They are, I know there's so many bands out there that people have this relationship with.
Just good and evil's numbers on a hard drive.
Yes. Oh my, dude, it's so good.
It's a good album. It's strong.
For me, they are the deepest band I could ever listen to.
I mean, they've always said that they were the thinking man's rock band.
Did they?
Yeah, that was one of their slogans early on.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Another band that is so talented, but I don't think I've devoured their words like this, has been Sleep Token.
Sleep Token, my God.
You tried to get me into them years ago.
Yes.
And I was like, dude, these guys are really talented.
You thought their music was good.
I thought they were so good. they just didn't click. I'd never cared to listen to them.
It would just happen to me and you a lot.
Yes.
When we've suggested,
it's normally the other way around.
It's usually the other way around.
One of my favorite things that I hate, but it's so funny, I think, is when I introduce a band to you, you kind of ignore them, and then a few months to a year later, you're like, I gotta show you this band. And you show me the same band, and I'm like,
to my credit, it's a newer song.
But still.
But then I start liking their other stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, but Sleep Token it's hard to say what genre they are.
Like jazz metal.
You think? Because not all their stuff is jazz. It's like...
They're Sleep Token.
I say atmospheric metal.
They're worship.
Joe.
They are? That's what they call themselves, right?
Yeah.
I don't... So here's the thing. And I know we're going to have a little bit different opinions on this. Mm-hmm. I think anything can be worship.
It can.
And I think any music can take you there. I don't think certain things should take you there. And I think things can take you to the wrong place.
Yeah.
And I'm sure maybe some of their songs would too.
But
I think some of their songs are so atmospheric and so beautiful that you can't see God in that.
I agree. Like, what type of mindset you're in can totally affect that kind of outcome. I do think that intention is a big one.
Yes.
And their intention is not positive.
No, probably not.
Not really.
I don't know anything about them.
A lot of their lyrics and songs are very positive, and they're very more like, hey, like, we should take responsibility for some of these things. Like, even one of my favorite songs of theirs is Take Me Back to Eden. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it is like, you don't know what you got until it's missing. Like, and all this stuff. It's so good.
I think I listen to this daily, this combo of songs that you've introduced me to.
Oh, man.
I think it's one of the greatest. I'll let you say them because I don't think I'm going to be able to say the word correct of the second one. But it's, you don't own the night, or the night doesn't belong to you.
The night doesn't belong to God.
To God. And then the second is
Euclid.
Euclid, which are like years apart.
Yes.
And they're made to mix together.
Yeah, they're a song combo. Like,
oh, and it's so god dang beautiful.
It's so good. They're both beautiful songs.
Yes.
Like, they're just, if anybody is never like, if you're not into metal, but
you would like this band.
But you would still like this band, yeah. My wife loves this band.
She likes metal though.
Kind of.
Okay. I don't think anyone could not like this band.
For instance, I think the new Nothing More album's too hard for her.
Really? Mm-hmm. I think they're okay.
She was really disappointed that they started swearing more because they used to.
Yeah, she has a problem with that.
It's
I think
I'm not a huge swearer myself.
I think it has a place, but I also don't think. I don't know. That seems like another topic for another day almost. I don't think swear words. I don't think. I don't use a lot of them. Mm-hmm.
Because we grew up that way.
We just grew up that way, but I don't know. A lot of Christians have problems with them. I don't think those are the words that we should have problems with.
I agree with you. I think we think of profanity, which the Bible says profanity should not be on your lips. Mm-hmm. I think we think of that as a swear word.
Yeah.
But, and to a degree, like, you shouldn't be saying swear words like every other word.
No.
It's
yeah.
They say that it's a cognitive, like, limitation you're putting on yourself.
Yes.
It's almost akin to saying like or in every other sentence. You just use it. That being said,
I'll leave that one in.
No, you should.
Okay.
No, I don't want to bring that. I mean, we just did, but
no, I'll cut all that.
What?
Oh, sorry, continue. Never mind. I didn't know what you were going to say.
Out.
I thought you were going to say you didn't want to talk about what I'm cutting.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't care about that.
Okay.
It's more about the idea of drawing notice to, like.
Sometimes they're too hard to cut out.
Joe, before we end this episode, because we probably are at time or a little over.
Yeah, this will be the longest one yet.
What were you gaming this week?
The First Descendant. Like crazy. It's the only game I've played.
I know it's because it's one of those games that you can just turn off your brain and play.
Yes, it's a great looter shooter.
It's a filler game.
And the characters are super hot. Both guys and girls.
Very pretty.
They are. The one problem is it's like Warframe in the sense that it takes forever. You have to collect all these resources to get new characters.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of in that grind now, and I'm already like,
It just came
nah.
out, didn't it?
Came out like 3 days ago, 4
Yeah.
days ago. I love it. It's great, but I don't like that grind, so I don't know how long I'll
It will
be
hold
playing
your
it.
attention.
Yeah,
The grind in those games are really hard.
yeah. What about you?
I played the first Descendant as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. Elden Ring.
Elden Ring, the game that Willie is better than you.
But here's the hardest part now with me. I've been super into reading.
You have.
I finished in the last few months. I've probably finished like 10 to 12 books.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I just started reading or listening to the Screw Tape Letters again. I read that like 4 or 5 years ago, and I wanted to pick it up again, and it's a great read. I love that book.
You like those kinds of like conversations with good and evil.
Yes. Well, it's two demons talking.
Did you ever read Eve?
I loved Eve. I was the first one to read Eve.
I thought Mom was.
No, Mary gave it to Mom, but she
Oh.
was reading a book, so then I took it and read it, and then Mom read
In the
it after
comments,
me.
let us know if you guys want us to talk about books, because I
Yeah.
love books, and I
You
have
love
been
books?
reading a ton of them.
Like we were saying, I have a hard time reading, so I've been listening to them. Spotify has this great new program, which is awesome.
I never thought I'd say it, but I'm more into books than gaming right now.
You're an old man. Well, that's what happens when Willie takes the throne.
It is.
You have no desire to play games anymore.
Listen,
You're just a has-been.
I think as I play, I grab a controller and it's like, Willie's better, and I just put it back. Put it back.
So, what book are you currently reading? If you want people to know,
I'm reading a book.
Or you don't have to let
The
people
first
know.
book's called The Iron Prince.
Okay.
And I believe this one's called Fire Song.
Okay.
Um,
Do you want to shout out your series that you loved, or keep that close to the vest?
No, I'll tell people. It is a book by the author Kel Cade. It's called, putting on the spot.
I'm sorry, I hate that.
I don't remember the name right. No,
It'll be
Dark Tidings. King's Dark
okay,
Tidings.
I was gonna say we'll save it as a
King's Dark
cliffhanger.
Tidings, and it is one of the best book series I've ever read, and they're not super long reads.
Mm-hmm.
At least they don't feel like it when I was reading them. But some of the best character development. The main character is one of my favorites ever written.
Dang.
Ever written.
Can I tell you and the audience a great book everyone should check out?
Sure.
An absolutely great book. That's been What's with the Lemon.